Good morning, students. Today we will be talking about the first chapter of geography in our 10th standard. The lesson name is agriculture. Okay, we are going to discuss about the lesson of agriculture in today's session. Okay, so in this chapter, as a first slide that I have given here, how the word agriculture came into exist. Agricultura, it's a Latin word in which the word agriculture came into exist. Agri means field, cultura means growing, cultivation. So agri plus cultura. Agri means field, cultura means growing or cultivation. So agricultura has been emerged as a agriculture. Okay, next. What is agriculture? The science or practice of farming, including cultivation of the soil for the growing of crops and rearing of animals. This is the definition for agriculture. So agriculture can be classified into two. First one is growing of crops, and then second is rearing of animals, which can be also called as livestock. Okay, next, types of farming. We have primitive subsistence farming, we have intensive subsistence farming, and third, which is commercial farming. Let us discuss one by one. First one, subsistence farming. So here, farming or a system of farming that provides all or almost all the goods required by the farm family, usually without any significant surplus for sale. Okay, so this type of farming is carried out by small farmers on small patches of land with the help of primitive tools and their family of the community labor. Okay, so primitive subsistence farming, it depends upon the rainfall, natural fertility of soil, and production is for self consumption. So the production would be only for self consumption. Okay, so that is known as primitive subsistence farming. So when we are going to have the farming which is more or less done by the family or community laborers with the help of the primitive tools like hoe or draw digging sticks, it can be classified as a primitive subsistence farming. Okay, so which was highly practiced across the India, and not only India but also in the worldwide. Okay, so when we talk about the primitive subsistence farming, it is also called as a slash and burn agriculture. Okay, so the another name for primitive subsistence farming is slash and burn agriculture. Okay, so so what do you mean by slash and burn agriculture? In this agriculture, tribals, farmers clear a patch of forest land and burn it for their agricultural practices, and then leave that particular patch idle for few years. Okay, so if the particular land is going to be idle for some years, which will naturally replenish the fertility of that soil. Okay, next, as a result, which resulting the layer of ash provides a newly cleared land with a nutrition rich layer to help the fertilize crops. So in order to improve the nutrition value of the soil, this kind of method was highly practiced. Okay, next, what is intensive subsistence farming? Intensive subsistence farming in India is practiced in areas where there is a high population pressure on land. It is a labor intensive farming. So farmers use heavy biochemical inputs and intensive irrigation method to obtain higher production. Okay, next, commercial farming. The agriculture practice on large scale by using modern technology to earn good income from agriculture, which is called commercial farming. So by the way of using modern technology and getting more income, which is known as commercial farming. Okay, so characteristic of commercial farmings are given below, are coming. That is, first one, the main characteristics of this farming is large land holding and uses of high levels of inputs. That means HYV, high yielding variety seeds, good irrigation facility, chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, etc. So the amount of commercialization of farming varies from one area to another depending on climatic condition, irrigation facilities and other factors. Okay, we'll move to the next slide. That is, cropping season can be classified into three, namely Rabi, Kharif, Zaid. So cropping season are mainly classified into three, namely Rabi season, Kharif season, Zaid season. We will talk one by one about what is. First, we are going to Rabi crops. So the season is from October to March and harvested in summer, that is from April to June. These kind of crops which are known as Rabi crops. Okay, so these crops are grown in Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. Some crops cultivated in this season are wheat, barley, peas, gram and mustard. Okay, so the green revolution in Punjab, Haryana, western Uttar Pradesh and parts of Rajasthan has led to the growth of Rabi crop in this region. Okay, right. So when we talk about the Rabi crop, the seasons are very much important, and then what are the crops that are growing in this season also very much important. Okay, next, Kharif crops. So these crops are sown during the monsoon and harvested in the September, October. So major Kharif crops are rice, maize, jowar, bajra, tur, moong, urad, cotton, jute, groundnut and soya bean. Okay, so major areas where paddy is cultivated are Assam, West Bengal, coastal region of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab and Haryana. In well irrigated areas of Assam, West Bengal and Odisha, 3 crops of paddy are grown in a year, named AUS, OS. Second one is Aman, 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 and third one is BO, RO. So these 3 crops of paddy are grown in a year, particular year. Okay, next is Zaid crops. So these crops are sown between Rabi and Kharif season, that is March and June. So some of the crops produced during this season are watermelon. Okay, and then second one is muskmelon, and third one cucumber, vegetables and some fodder crops. Next, crops. Major crops can be classified into 4, that is major crops, crops other than grains, that is grains and leguminous crops. Third one, non-food crops, and fourth one, horticulture crops. So in this lesson we will be talking about all these 4 crops. Let us talk about these crops one by one. First one, major crops. So many varieties of food and non-food crops are grown in various regions. So in which first one is rice. So the rice type of crop is kharif. Soil, the clayey soil, and climatic condition, temperature above 25 degrees Celsius, and how much rainfall is needed is between 100 to 200 centimeter of rainfall is needed. And area, predominant paddy cultivation, rice cultivation area is northern plains, and then West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab and Haryana. Next, wheat. So type of the crop is rabi. Soil which is needed for this wheat growing is loamy soil of northern plains. The climatic condition, temperature is less than 20 degrees Celsius would be better, and annual rainfall for wheat growing is 50 to 75 centimeter annual rainfall. The predominant wheat cultivating areas are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, next, maize. So this crop is used both as a food and fodder. It is a kharif crop and which grows well in old alluvial soil for best growth. Okay, so this is the best example. Okay, next we'll move to the coarse grains or millets. Okay, rice, wheat, millets and maize are important grains grown in India. As we have already discussed about the major crops in which coarse grains or millet both are same. First one is jowar. Okay, so it is rich in potassium, phosphorus and calcium with a small amounts of iron and sodium, and it is the third most important food crop with respect to area and production, and it is a rain fed crop mostly grown in the moist area which do not need much irrigation. Okay, okay, this is what about the jowar, which is also known as sorghum. Okay, right. Next, bajra. Okay, also known as pearl millet. It contains iron, magnesium, copper, zinc, calcium and vitamin. Okay, so bajra grows well on sandy soil and black soil. Okay, next, ragi. So it is rich in iron, calcium and roughage, and ragi grows well in dry regions on red soil, black soil, sandy soil, loamy soil and somewhat shallow black soils. So ragi, which is also known as finger millet. Okay, right. Next, we will be talking about the pulses, which is also known as leguminous crops. India is the largest producer and consumer of pulses in the world, and pulses are important source of protein, minerals and also known as poor man's meat. So pulses needs less soil moisture and can survive in dry condition. Being a leguminous crops, pulses play a key role in crop rotation as they have ability to fix nitrogen and restore soil fertility. So major pulses that are grown in India are tur dal, urad dal, moong dal, masoor, peas and gram dal. Okay, this is all best example. Okay. Okay, dear students, with that we will stop here. You please go through the book carefully. If you have any doubt, please ask me, and we will be discussing the remaining subtopics of agricultural lesson in next video session. Thank you. Have a nice day.